read 13 books in January and February. And I have not sat down and talked about them. I've talked about them on TikTok. I've talked about them sparingly here and there in other videos, but I've not done a wrap-up video for January or for February. So I thought we would finally do that. I thought we would finally sit down and talk about it so that we can move on. We can move on to March. We can move on to other bigger and brighter things. Okay. So we're going to talk about all the books I read in January and all the books I read in February. So in January, I read 10 books. February, I read 3. So I read 13 books that we're going to talk about today. A lot of them were in vlogs, namely, I did a Game Changers reading vlog, which is the series that Heated Rivalry is based on. So I'm going to talk about those books a lot, but if you do want very extensive debrief on those books, I do have a vlog where I talk about those books. So definitely go check that out. So let's just get right into it, okay? It's not going to be a very long video today. It's going to be pretty brief, but I just wanted to get this one out of the way while I'm working on some other reading vlogs. I've been a little bit slow with the content because, little side note, I guess, lore drop. I have chronic migraine and I switched my medication and it does not work. So I've been having migraine attacks literally every day. So I've not been able to read, film, do pretty much anything. It's been really awesome. So yeah, it's been really great, but we're working on it. Okay. So I will be back in action, back in commission very soon. So hopefully I will. Fingers crossed. I don't know why I couldn't just cross my fingers just then. I don't know what was happening, but yeah, anyway, let's get into it. The first book that I read this year, it took me, by the way, it took me 9 days to finish a book. And the first book that I finished, it was an audiobook. So like, what are we talking about? Hey, what's going on? What's happening? I don't know. But the first book I finished was Mate by Allie Hazelwood. Listen, I wasn't raised on Wattpad and AO3 for nothing. I love this book. Listen, I loved it. And I didn't even like Bride that much. I liked Bride, but I was of the crowd that was like, hey, Allie, what are we doing? Like, what's going on? Like, what is actually happening? Like, what are you doing? You know, like that was where I was at that point in time. But then I read Mate, and like I said, I am an AO3 warrior. So when she was like, I'm really sick, like, I don't know what's going on, I was like, I know what's going on, girl. Everybody on TikTok was like, I had no idea what was happening in this book. Like, why was she so sick? And it like completely caught me off guard. I was like, I knew exactly what was happening. Like, page 1, she said she had this mysterious illness. She was in heat. Like, I knew. Um, God, this book made no sense. I will say my eyelashes are attacking me. Hold on. I love this book. I thought it was great. Love Cohen. Love Cohen. Love the tension. The tension was amazing. The narration was amazing. My eyelashes are attacking me. I genuinely, oh my god. Like, you know when you have mascara on and suddenly like feel your eyelashes like as they exist on your body? Allie Hazelwood's humor, like, say what you will about like the weird like phrases she uses and her weird quirky humor. I think it works. I think it's silly. I think it's fun. I like her vibes. I'm a sucker for Allie Hazelwood, but I will say the weird cult aspect of this story, it made no sense. It didn't serve a purpose. I wish that whole chunk of the plot was just removed and was filled out with more of like Pack and like her relationship with Misery, maybe some more just anything else, because the cult really, like, it made no sense. Like, it was just a bunch of word soup. It was just like random and truly made no sense. So yeah, but I did like it. I would highly recommend if you like Allie Hazelwood. Like, if you don't like Allie Hazelwood at this point, brother, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're just not a fan. I am a fan though, so I liked it. Then we read Game Changers. Love. I will say, here's my ranking. Here's my tier ranking of the entire series, because I did read the entire series. This entire series is Game Changer, Heated Rivalry, Tough Guy, Common Goal. Wait, how is it? Okay, let me do this. I can do it without looking. Game Changer, Heated Rivalry, Tough Guy, Common Goal. Oh, the next one's my favorite. It's not my favorite, but what is it? It's Role Model and then The Long Game. Okay, is that right? Let's check. Let's verify. Let's check our sources. Oh my god, I'm so right. Oh my god, I'm amazing. Wow. I really amaze myself. So I would say my official tier ranking: bottom of the barrel, Common Goal. She was a nothing burger. Then Tough Guy. Could relate. Didn't really like it though. Then we've got Game Changer. Love her. Love her to bits. She's okay. Then we've got Role Model. Love. Then we've got Heated Rivalry. Love. But nothing can beat the long game. Did I say all of them? Did I even say all of them? I don't know. But anyway, Game Changer, I loved Game Changer. I remember reading it and being like, I have no clue how Heated Rivalry is going to be better than this. Like, I love this so much. Like, this is one of my favorite contemporary romances. And then I read Heated Rivalry. There is a part of my soul, there's a part of my being that will always be at the cottage. Yeah. I will always be at the cottage, okay? I will always be hearing a loon. I mean, like, I live in Canada. I don't even know if I've ever heard a loon, but I think there will always be a part of me hearing a loon. Going, what is that? It's a fucking wolf. What is this wolf bird? Like, I yearn for them. I feel like I don't think I need to be the one to tell you that Heated Rivalry is good. Like, I don't think I need to tell you that at this point. I don't think I need to be the one to be like, you should go read Heated Rivalry. Like, I feel like you probably have already heard that at some point before, but you should read Heated Rivalry. You should probably read it. You should probably, and if you've already read it, you should probably read it again. I mean, I probably should. So yeah, we'll circle back when we get to the other ones. But yeah, I read Game Changer and Heated Rivalry back to back, but then we took a break because we were getting too happy. And I read The Sinner. This is the second book in the Lord series. This is a series. Listen, when I told you I needed a break because we were getting too happy, you're about to see why. This is a series of dark romance books, all of which are over 600 pages of pure filth. Pure, unadulterated, just like disgusting BDSM, horrible garbage. And I like them. And you know what? I did not like this one. I started this one back in September. And then I read the trigger warnings and I remember thinking, well, that would be a first for me. I remember reading the trigger warnings, going, that would be a first for me. Okay, that would be a first. But it's probably not that bad, you know? Um, it was that bad. So I put a pin in it. I put a pin in it and I said, okay. I really liked the first book in the series, The Ritual. I don't know why. I still ask myself, why do I like these books? Is there something wrong up here? Because why do I like these books? I don't know. I really don't. I don't understand it. There's something, I think, some sort of mental ailment, malady. I don't know. And if you're sitting here going, what the fuck is wrong with you, Efan? I don't understand why you like these books. You're sick. I understand. I hear you and I see you and I'm holding space for you. You see this right here? I'm holding space for you because I agree. This book was but the thing is it had things in it that were interesting to me. Like, it had nuance to it. I am talking about this book like it's important. It was insane. It was like, I feel the way I feel about this book, the way I do about the Terrifier franchise. Because on one hand, there's interesting themes in those movies that compel me to be a fan of them. But on the other hand, at the end of the day, it is very exploitative. You know what I mean? So, like, this book, the main girl, like, okay, so the Lord series, let me explain this to you because I did end up reading more of these books in these months. The Lord series are basically like, there's a secret society at this university called Barrington University where there are these lords, and it's a secret society of men. They are indicted into this secret society. How many times am I going to say that word? In the university, they go to the university, and they do all kinds of things, but they're like basically like a mob. Like, they're like a gang, kind of, but they're like really rich. Like, they're basically like glorified gangsters, but they take a vow of celibacy. This is like the main part that like comes into play in the story, obviously, because it's a dark romance. They take a vow of celibacy in their first year of the university, and then the third year they're allowed to take a chosen. And there's this like whole ritual. I don't fucking know, bro. I genuinely don't know. It's like, I don't know what to say right now. I really don't know what to say. It's just secret society at a university where these boys just like kill people and go on little missions and side quests and like kill people. But most of it revolves around, it's like people playing mind games with each other. They like own clubs and like run drugs and do all this stuff. But a lot of the times, the women end up being these pawns in these games. And so a lot of that is like really interesting to me because it's like a lot of the times the guys end up being the pawns too, but they don't know it. So the men will think they have all these power over the women when really they're just being used as an instrument by other men. And so it's like interesting, but at the same time, it feels very exploitative. And so it's like a very interesting power play dynamic that I like. But in this book, it felt like it crossed a line where the main girl in this book, I felt like we were just it was just 600 pages of her being exploited, and I didn't like that. I didn't like this book. Okay, moving on. Then I read Tough Guy and Common Goal back to back. I read them in 2 days. And Tough Guy, it was okay. Common Goal, it was even less okay, but it was still okay. You remember my tier ranking from earlier of that series, so I don't feel like I have to go into detail. Then I read The Sacrifice. This is book 3 in the Lord series, and this is the one that everybody loves. So that was the main reason why I suffered through The Sinner to get to The Sacrifice, and I'm glad I did because this reignited my enjoyment of the Lord series, and it reminded me why I like this series. Because when I'm like really in the mood for a dark romance, the Lord series hits, like genuinely it does. Because I like the mind games, I like the vibes of the secret society and the like. Because as much as the women get played around with and like messed with in these series, they also are protected in a way. And so like it's not just like women being exploited and stuff. There's also like a lot of like powerful women and like women like recognizing their power. There is a lot of that in these stories, so I don't want you to think it's just like glorified exploitation. But this one was good. I think I liked it just as much as Ritual, maybe a little bit more. It took me a lot longer to like the main guy, but I think that's just the way that it was written because it's more of a mystery than the other books in the series because it's a revenge romance and we don't really know why he's getting revenge on this girl. So that was kind of weird, but anyway, I liked it. Then I read City of Lies and Legends. If you don't know, House of Devil series, which this is book 3 in this series, this is one of my favorite fantasy series, romantasy series of all time. It's still ongoing. I read City of Lies and Legends. I was in the middle of this since like, I think like October or November of last year, and then I finally finished it in January, and then immediately after, I read City of Smoke and Brimstone, which is book 4, and it's the newest book in the series, and I finished that in like 3 days, which it's like 700 pages, so that's kind of crazy. So I'll talk about both of them right now. City of Lies and Legends, I loved this one. I definitely will say it's probably my least favorite of the 4 that are out so far. I love it. Oh my god. My microphone isn't working. I think it died. So I'm just gonna finish talking without the microphone because I just finished recording and then the last 10 minutes of my footage was completely muted. So yeah, so I'm just gonna talk. I think I was talking about City of Lies and Legends and City of Smoke and Brimstone. I love Roman. Roman. Oh my god. He is so perfect to me. I want to wrap him up in a little blanket. I want to protect him. I want to protect him. I know he's a grown-ass man. I don't care. I want to protect him. I love Shay. I love her so much. Like, these books are so important to me. Like, genuinely, I think about them every day. Like, genuinely, not a day goes by where I'm not like, I wonder what Darian's doing right now. And it's like, he's not doing anything because he doesn't exist. Like, he's literally words on paper. Like, he's literally ink. He doesn't have a face. He doesn't have a brain. He doesn't have thoughts. And it's like, whatever. So anyway, I think I like City of Smoke and Brimstone more than City of Lies and Legends, but I think my favorite is still book 2, City of Souls and Sinners. I just love this series endlessly. I'm begging for book 5 to come out, and if it does, I want the arc right now. Okay? I don't think I will be able to swindle an arc. I don't think I'm that famous, but if I could, I would. Then I read Role Model. If you remember my ranking from earlier, this book is second to only Shayna and Ilya's books. I don't think we need to go over that too much. Then I read The Long Game. I know I talked about these books for an hour and a half in another video, but The Long Game seriously resurrected something within me. The Long Game bewitched me, body and soul. Wow, it was powerful. It was powerful stuff. It was really amazing. And I read Sabotage. Sabotage is the 4th book in the Lord series. It was shit from a butt. It was shit from a butt. It was genuinely so bad that I was like, what am I doing with my life? Like, what are we doing? What am I doing? What's happening? I'm scared. Like, it's also a novella, so it's not like I read like 600 pages of this nonsense, but why did I have to go through even 246 pages of it? Why did I put myself through this? I don't know. With that being said, I am continuing the series, so like I don't really know why, but I am. So yeah, it was genuinely insane. Like, I just don't know. I just don't know. And the last book I read was Legendborn. This was a reread that I did for a video that is coming out very soon. It was supposed to come out in, It was supposed to come out in February, but it did not because of my migraines. But I love this book so much. It's fast-paced and engaging, and every sentence feels intentional and to the point and impactful. Like, the emotions upon emotions that are layered into the story and the words. It's so perfectly crafted, and I love these characters more and more with every single chapter, every single sentence. The layers and layers of storytelling in these books is so masterful. Genuinely, it's amazing. I just love it so much. So I'm sorry that this video is so short, but due to the technical difficulties and the fact that I did not read very much, that's what we're gonna get. But I promise there are some long reading vlogs coming up soon, so don't you worry. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a friend, and I will see you in the next video.